For 20 years, Union has been advancing the level of snowboarding through their constant development of bindings. So why did they suddenly decide to make a snowboard boot? With this incipient stage of the Union boot division, we'll be taking a look at the features of this product to understand why this is said to be a completely reimagined snowboard boot. I was able to get some inside information from the guys at Union to better understand the backstory on this move and to get some insight on what this means for the future of the brand as they step forward into new territory. Through my research, I found some very interesting history, which put this whole thing into perspective. With an exclusive patent design, it's clear that Union put a lot of resources into launching their new boot division with a product that will quickly compete with long-term staples in the snowboard boot world. As the name implies, the Reset Pro is Union's attempt of a reimagined boot from the standpoint of how it is produced, designed, and ultimately how it rides. This double BOA boot has an upper medium flex. The heart and soul of what makes it different from any other boot we've seen before is the patented single frame shell. This shell is an injected molded thermoplastic comprised of Pebax material. Basically, that means this exterior part of the boot is a single component made with a material that is waterproof, lightweight, and durably tough to stand up to any abuse it may encounter on the mountain. Furthermore, this material supports the entire boot with a reactive flex that in theory should lengthen the lifespan of the boot with a flex that should feel most consistent through this time. I'll be trying this boot on shortly to get a feel of this feature and to give my opinion on the overall fit. You can also see this shell has been attached with one continual stitch to, among other reasons, limit the chances of blowout. On the underside of this boot, Union developed their X-Grip outsole made with natural rubber to give great traction through a minimal thickness. This should give you the grip you need on ice without being too bulky of an outsole. Above this, you'll find a two-part bushing system, which should deliver similar performance to that of Union's binding bushings, absorbing vibrations and cushioning impacts. This could also potentially relieve foot fatigue and help with issues of freerider's foot. Now, Union didn't just stop at making new improvements to how the shell of a boot could be constructed. They put the same forward thinking towards the liner as well. This Forma Pro liner is made with a custom memory foam material, and this is why it's different. Most boots on the market today are made with a heat moldable liner. So whether you heat mold them in a shop or let your body heat naturally mold them over time, they shape to your foot. And while this helps to make a fit that's unique to your foot, the process of heat molding inherently breaks down the foam components in your boot. This is why it's best to skip the heat molding process in a shop when you first buy boots. Because the Union boot liners are made with this memory foam material, they are not heat moldable. So keep this in mind if you are buying these boots in a shop. Do not let anyone throw these on the molding heater to form them to your foot. Similarly to how a memory foam mattress shapes to your body, these liners do the same. And just how this mattress resets its shape once you have left your bed for the day, these liners also do the same. The features of this foam still create a custom fit to your foot, but with the natural reset, they will withstand breaking down longer than a heat moldable liner. The first model to be released from the Union boot division rings in at $649.95. And while this hits the upper reaches on boot prices, the features that comprise both the shell and the liner, designed to keep this boot lasting longer than any competitor, may just make it worth its value. With this in mind, the idea of buy it right or buy it twice comes to mind. But I look forward to seeing how well these boots hold up for myself after 30, 50, and 100 plus days of riding. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel to stay connected for updates on that. For some, the news of Union's new boot division may have felt like a play out of left field. But with a little digging, it becomes clear how natural of a step this was as the brand evolves. To do this, let's take it back to the early 90s when the brand Northwave made a big splash as the first specialized boot brand in snowboarding. This is where CEO of Union, Martino Fumagalli, found his start. A few years later, Martino founded Drake Bindings, which was then acquired by Northwave in 1997. In 2005, Martino founded Union Bindings with George Kleckner, another Northwave employee. As Union celebrated their 20th anniversary, they launched the Union Boot Division, unveiling a new headquarters in Montebelluna, Italy. Now, Montebelluna has a long history of footwear, which evolved into a mecca of boot manufacturing following World War II. This quickly became the hotspot for the top innovations in mountaineering and ski boots. To connect the dots even further, Montebelluna was where Northwave was first launched. Through this, it's interesting to see how Martino's timeline began with Northwave boots to Drake Bindings, onto Union bindings to follow up with Union boots. And even before joining Northwave, Martino and his family were some of the first people selling boots in Italy, which were Sorels modified to be used for snowboarding. So this decision has a lot of history that goes back quite a ways. Now back to the Reset Pro. Holding it in hand, it really feels like a quality product. I can tell how the minimal sole will allow for good board feel along with great traction. I can feel how durable and waterproof the shell will be also. In the past, I've had issues with lower BOA zones not tightening properly, but this internal BOA system provides a nice tight closure. Everyone's feet are different, but for reference, I have a pretty typical foot. Not too long, not too wide, and no unique issues. That being said, trying it on for the first time, I was very impressed with the fit and can foresee this working well for a lot of different foot shapes. There was no fight sliding my foot into the boot, the toe box had comfortable space, and my ankle felt locked down. It does feel like there is some forward lean built into the boot, which gave me the feeling of locking my heel down more. In the past, I've had issues with the Velcro on the upper cuffs of liners blowing out, causing me to ski strap my liner. This closure system, on the other hand, felt super solid with a tight fit that I've personally been dying to get in my snowboard boots. I noticed a few small details that showed the thought that really went into this boot. The Velcro power strap has a sleeve to hide the end. The liner harness slides smooth and locks properly. There's a grip on the liner to further help with heel hold, and the liner comes in and out of the shell easily if you need to dry out the liner from sweaty feet. Through all this, it's clear that Union is coming out the gate swinging with their initial model of the boot division. Additional models are already in the works, and with the customizable properties of the P-back shell material, Union will be able to tweak different feels and flexes on future boots. Having also launched their first step-on binding this year, I think it's a natural question to wonder if we will see a Union step-on boot in the future. If you want to better understand boots breaking down and how long they should really last along with bindings and boards, watch this video where I break it all down in an easy to understand way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you somewhere on the mountain. Peace!